Today on my show, I got Swole Productions.
What's up, sis?
Welcome to the show, Mr. Get Silly, Wobble Wobble. Thanks for joining us.
Man, let me sit down.
So thank you for joining us today on the show. I want you to go ahead and I want you to introduce yourself because we want to get everybody tapped in with you. Like, what do you do? You know, what you're about. I know what you do, but we want everybody to know what you do.
Man, I'm sitting here chilling with my sister Cassandra, man, Divine Inc. LLC, man, and my name is Jonathan Bashan Dumas, man, and I came from a humble town called Wayside, Georgia, and we're talking about getting into the groove of things as far as music. My father, he used to play drums for James Brown, and Otis Redding used to babysit me, and I used to work with them a lot.
Oh, that's dope.
So I had a whole family situation going on with my life.
Okay, so you came, so basically you were surrounded by a long line of great musicians from a young age.
Yeah, my mother, she was one of the best singers in the world.
Okay, so
and a minister.
You know, that's so crazy. Usually most people that's very high talented, they usually come from homes that has dads or moms that are ministry or in the church. So walk us through, like, give us like a picture, like in our head, like how did you get started in music? Because I know you came from a long lines of friends and families that are musicians.
It was crazy, man. I really dropped out of high school, went on tour with 50 Cent, and I had one of the, I guess you would say, blessed lives in the world.
So wait, hold on. So wait. Let's stop right there. So when you decided to get into the music career, what age was that? Before we go to the 50 Cents, let's back up a little bit because that was pretty big. And
I was like 17.
Okay, so you were 17 and you was able to. So you were 17 when you realized that you wanted to get into the music career.
Yeah.
So did you start off like rapping, or did you go straight into producing?
No, actually, I had a 4-track tape recorder. It was called a Tascam, and it was a 4-track reel to reel. And me and my family, we just used to sit in. We had a trailer because when I was raised, the KKK burned my house down.
Okay.
And so we had to realign ourselves.
Right.
And find something better to do.
Find something like to basically indulge in because of those times.
Yeah.
So music was your niche at that time to like keep you grounded.
I didn't know anything else.
Okay. All right. So and at what age was this that you?
Well, when I started making tracks, it was about 7 years old.
Okay.
I had one of those rolling digital recorders. My cousin gave me one.
Okay.
And my brother also taught me the ins and outs of the music business too. So he gave me one of those, and we just started trying to make some tracks.
Okay, so when back in those times when you started doing that, was you at that time making tracks like rapping or singing? Because I know you didn't just jump right into producing as a career.
Yeah, that's funny, man. I had a song called Jump, 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 Jump. I wasn't crisscross.
Right.
But I did have one song like that. And we were inspired by hearing everything that was going on in the music business at the same time. So I really just took it into myself to make sure that I did everything that I did in the music business too.
Okay.
I mean, we were broke. You know what I'm saying? I came from nothing. You know, I'm from Wayside, Georgia. Otis Redding lived up the street.
Okay. That's still pretty dope. I wish I was able to meet Otis Redding because he was a really good musician. So,
man, shout out and kudos to that.
Yeah.
And I mean, we just loved what we did.
Right. Okay.
And with that being said, it's a difference between the music and the music business.
Okay. So
I was raised off the music.
Okay, so can you give us a little bit of description of the difference between the music and the music business, like you said, growing up with so many greats and was inspired by so many greats? Because a lot of people, don't get that.
You have a lot of love for music.
Okay.
All right. So, I mean, everybody loves music every single day. But the business of it is political.
Okay.
So that's what we get into.
Okay. I see what you're saying. Okay. So now let's go forward. Let's go forward a little bit. So now you're 7, right? You grew up in a home with musicians. You grew up with Otis Redding and all the greats. Now you realize, okay, you love music. You're into music, right?
Oh, happy birthday too.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It's actually tomorrow, but thank you. All right. So now bring us to now you're 17, right? Is that when you first got your first moment to say, okay, this is what I want to do at 17? So bring us to that, and now with 50 Cents.
Okay, so what really happened, I mean, I was working with a lot of people with Interscope, and my cousin Hannibal Leck, he is a very prominent artist right now.
Okay.
And he was on tour, and what we did, we had a company called Desert Heat Promotions.
I think I remember Desert Heat.
Yeah.
Shout out to that. I do remember that.
So we had a company called Desert Heat, and we was in Arizona, Phoenix, Arizona, and California.
Okay.
And we did 50 Cent's first tour. We did Busta Rhymes, Lil Mo, The Clips, all types of people. We just did a little mini tour and put everybody together, and we put our heads together and just made a force. And let me
stop you right there. Okay, when you put that whole force together with Busta Rhymes, 50 Cents, because I remember those times with Busta Rhymes when they had their era. So we're going back to their era right now. What at that time? What did you do? Did you produce their songs at that time, or were you managing them
at that time?
I
was an artist and I was a promoter at the same time.
Okay, so you was an artist.
Yeah, I was an artist too with my cousin Hannibal Leck. I mean, he has a whole bunch of things on MTV, and I mean, you can really look him up.
Okay.
But at that time, I was just trying to find myself.
Okay, so you were just trying to find your place in the music career.
Yeah.
In the music biz, like you said, the difference between the music and the music business. So you were just trying to find your place.
As a businessman.
As a businessman. Okay, I got you.
As a young entrepreneur.
Okay, I got you. So, okay, at 17, that's pretty dope. At 17 to have so many like big artists under your belt. Busta Rhymes, 50 Cent. So at these times, were they just coming out,
Well, I mean,
how did that come about?
No, we really just was doing marketing and promotions for shows and everything. We did celebrity theater in Arizona, Phoenix, Arizona, and everything. We really was trying to promote.
Okay.
And the purpose for that was to try to put Hannibal Leck out.
Okay.
My cousin.
Okay.
And actually, that was the blessing, because after that is what came for me.
Okay, so shout out to that. So now bring us to that when after that came you, because now we want to focus on you and how you got to, 12-time multi-platinum producer, Get Silly, The Wobble. So now let's bring it back to there. So I'm glad you said that brought you to you. So during that time when you was on the tour with Busta, 50 Cent, you was finding yourself. Clearly you found yourself and you figured out what your niche was in the music career. And as a musician, a producer, manager.
I went back to Macon, Georgia, which is where I'm from.
Okay.
And I started talking to some of my partners. They were Tex James, Cadillac Boys. They had some records going on.
Okay.
And I started working with those records.
Okay.
And then DJ Smurf started picking up on my sound, and he started to look at it, and he was like, "Hey, man,
you got a great sound. I like it."
What I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah. And so,
tell us what year this was, because we have different eras. So tell us what year this was, so everybody could kind of understand what era this was.
I say about 2003.
Okay, 2003. Okay.
2003.
Okay.
So I finally meet Mr. Cully Park. he had an office in the top of a Bank of America, right there off of East Point, right there, going down Cleveland Avenue.
Okay, which is in Atlanta, guys.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, go ahead.
A-Town, baby. But he started hearing my beats, and he was like, "Dang, you need to get in the studio." So ultimately, what happened was he put me in the studio with every single one of those artists.
Busta Rhymes, 50 Cent.
No.
Okay.
Busta Rhymes, 50 Cent was before that.
Okay, so tell us what artists they put you in the booth with.
So really what it started with, I could say the VIC Batman.
Okay.
And a lot of people don't remember that record, but it started with that. We started with VIC. Even before Get Silly or The Wobble or anything like that, he had a record called Batman.
Okay.
So we was sitting up there and they was pressing up CDs and everything, you know, like we getting merchandise and everything together, and he's showing me everything how to do.
Okay.
So outside of that,
he liked your beats. He wanted to put you in the studio.
I mean, I started running the A room.
Okay.
So there was this thing called a package store, and there was me, Mr. Hanky, John Boy, and Tom Slick. All of them are prominent producers.
Okay.
I mean, I know everybody know Mr. Hanky, everybody know me, everybody know John Boy, everybody know Tom Slick. Tom Slick did a lot of things with Pitbull, but what we did is we came together and made a force. And I was supposed to be the head of that.
Okay.
So when me and Smurf went out, we worked with other artists. Now, they worked in the studio. So, so to say, like, it would be some projects came in to the studio like E40, Mike Jones, Hurricane, Chris. Of course, we signed them.
Some big artists, right?
Yeah. So what it was is it became a look like we're signing artists.
Okay, so like you said, it became like sort of like a team, like you guys are putting together like a whole group, like a group,
right,
of artists that you guys would then produce.
Right.
Is that correct?
Right.
Okay. Go ahead.
All right. So I mean, one day we discovered Soulja Boy.
Shout out to Soulja Boy.
And one day we brought him into the studio.
So you discovered Soulja Boy originally before he became Soulja Boy.
Okay, well, me and
walk us through that and explain that.
Mr. Collie Park, me and Mr. Collie Park, we was in the what used to be the C room in the studio. It wasn't the A room. We weren't in the big room, and he was looking at MySpace. Back then, it was MySpace.
I remember. Shout out to MySpace.
Right. So, I mean, he was like, "Man, look at this kid, man. This kid buzzing, man. He got like everybody following him. Swole, what you think about that?"
Okay.
And we just.
So let me stop you right there. So basically, he wasn't Soulja Boy yet, because we want everybody to understand. So he was not Soulja Boy yet.
No.
He didn't have a hit record yet.
No.
Okay. So go ahead.
No. So we talking about the record, and we in the studio, and so what happened was Soulja Boy used to live in Batesville.
Okay.
So what Smurf did is he took a limousine, went out there and signed Soulja Boy.
Oh, okay.
And from that, I can't tell you nothing about this kid. He already had the marketing. I mean,
he was already pretty dope, pretty much. Yeah, so with you guys now backing him, it just made him phenomenal, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you guys discovered Soulja Boy. You guys now go ahead and sign him.
Yeah.
Tell me what was one of the songs that you guys helped him produce that became Soulja Boy.
I mean, he already had the Crank That, but it just needed to be touched up.
And you guys helped him produce Crank That.
I mean, but then from there, this whole Soulja Boy Challenge record. I mean, I sat there and engineered and mixed and did every single record
for his entire album.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
So
that's amazing. So tell everybody the album
Oh, Soulja Boy Tell 'Em.
I remember that album. It was a pretty dope album.
Oh man, my daughters used that.
Yeah. So that was Soulja Boy was a big era for real.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So you guys you produced the entire album.
Oh, I mean, we produced, engineered, whatever needed to happen. I mean, you know, it was a collective situation.
Okay.
And then after that, then came Hurricane Chris. You got the A Baby.
Hey, baby. Hey, okay. All right, so that's what's up. Okay, so walk us through that and tell us how did that collaboration, because those are some pretty dope hits, because I definitely remember all those songs.
I mean, it was just, we just trying to find talent.
Okay.
I mean, and at the end of the day, when you're trying to, you have good records.
Right.
With these artists and everything.
So okay.
And they was young too.
So let me ask you a question. When you looking for artists, right? Okay, so you discovered Soulja Boy. You said he already had his own niche. So basically he just needed somebody like you basically to bring his talent out. So when you're out there scouting for artists, what are you exactly looking for? So for all the artists out there that are trying to come into the game that can't meet Swole, just oh my God, just got lucky like Soulja Boy and he has all these followings and you know your partner discovered him. It don't happen like that.
It's crazy because I ain't discovered him. That's like Christopher Columbus. But I'm gonna say this: it's all about the consumer.
Okay, so
if the consumer like what they like.
So when you saw him and you heard his record, what are you looking for as an artist to say, you know what, this kid is dope, I want to work with him? Like, what do you look for? So all the upcoming artists that's out there, they can know, okay, this is what I got to do. I got to step my game up. You know what I'm saying? What do you look for? Because you're obviously, I'll say, a tycoon in the game. You know what I'm saying? You're not new in the game, so you've been in the game, been around a lot of great artists, so you know what you're talking about.
It was a collective, like I said. It was me and Mr. Collie Park. Man, we did a lot of records together.
Okay.
And me and him were like right hand and left hand at a time.
Okay, so since he's not here, speak for both of you. What do you look for in an artist?
Me personally?
Yeah, to say, okay, I want to work with this artist. Because you have so many artists, upcoming artists out there, and a lot of them are great. But how do you pick and choose?
Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
If you're an artist, and if you don't believe in yourself, is anybody going to believe in you?
Of course not. So that's the first thing you look for. Somebody that definitely believes in their craft and what they're about. It's a
confidence. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
It's a personality that comes with it. I mean, that sells to the generation.
Right. Okay.
And
I mean, well, I feel like it should be like that all the time. It should be like that. Unfortunately, it's not. Unfortunately, we're in a world we're in an industry where they're looking for just talent. They could care less about anything else. So now and I get what you're saying, and that definitely makes sense to me, because that's what I would look for. But outside of the confidence, so we got this kid that's confident, right? Clearly, he was confident.
Yes, ma'am.
Musically wise, what did you see in him that said, okay, I want to work with him?
I mean, what can you take away from him? I mean, he was just
dope all around. The confidence, the music,
when 50 when 50 came in to support him and everything too, I mean, he's a businessman. He was a kid at 14 years old that was running this company like an entrepreneur.
Okay. Shout out to Soulja Boy, because you know he get a lot of bad rap. So for the fact that you're saying that he's smart, he's talented.
Don't mean I ain't mad at him.
You know what I'm saying, but he's smart, he's talented, he does get a bad rap. So that's pretty dope that you're saying that, for people to get a behind the scenes, because you know when you're an artist or anybody in front of the camera, people don't know who you are really behind the camera. They just see the media and they get this perception.
That kid done been through a lot, you know.
But he's smart and he's talented and he's gifted. So shout out to that. Okay. Yeah. So you look for.
He was a kid.
He was a kid, but he was smart.
Yeah.
You're saying that he was smart and he had what it takes to be where he is today, because he's still obviously very successful today.
Absolutely.
So, and you know what's so funny? I seen an interview with him, and not a short interview, but they were asking questions, political questions, and out of all the celebrities, he got majority of them right. So, like who was the first president? Who's on the dollar bill? Who discovered this? And he got most of the questions right. So shout out to Soulja Boy.
Talk about politics.
But shout out to Soulja Boy. So okay, so that's dope for you to say that. All right, so for all the artists out there, you're basically saying you're looking for self-confidence, talent, of course.
Let me ask you a question. If you don't believe in your record, can you sell it?
Of course not.
Fair enough.
Okay, so I mean, I definitely get that. So y'all heard it here first. Always believe in yourself.
Wow.
All right, so you discovered Soulja Boy, you discovered Hey Baby, so take us through, those timelines now.
Okay, so I mean, what happened was, we did VIC, I said the Batman record first, and then we went into the Soulja Boy with the Package Store, and then what happened is that we were working on multiple projects at one time.
Okay.
So after that, you got Hurricane Chris, you got Mike Jones with the Drop and Give Me 50. So what we try to do is make sure that everything collide.
Right. And all these artists made sense.
Yeah.
As you were dropping their hits.
Right.
Okay. Right. Okay, I got you. Okay. All right.
At the same time, we try to incorporate all the artists together with celebrity features and everything, and I ain't got into that or whatnot.
Okay.
But I mean, you would get celebrity features on those records, like for instance, we go into Avant and all types of things. We do Pitbull, and we was just working. We was a well-oiled machine, as you call it.
Gotcha. So anybody who came to Swole Productions basically got everything that they were looking for to be successful.
Yes, ma'am.
The engineering, producing.
We even did jazz albums.
Oh, okay.
Oh, y'all didn't hear about the Hidden Beach, Cali Park.
Oh, okay. Well, kudos to you. Okay, so everybody basically got a full team with them, basically, to make them a hit record once they came to Swole Productions.
Well, Cali Park Music and Swole Productions at that time.
Okay.
Before that, of course, Swole Productions. Look, you telling me not to take away from myself? Yes, I am great.
Of course you are. Well, you put out a lot of great artists. You produce a lot of great music, of course.
But I do want to give kudos to everybody else too at the same time.
No, but we're talking about you right now.
All right.
But shout out to all those great artists that you put out and you discovered. So now let's go forward a little bit, right? Tell us now, how did it's coming? The question.
Here we go.
How did it come up with the wobble? Because and the reason why I asked you that, and why I'm going to ask you that, is, do you think that song made you very successful, or do you think you were already successful before?
I didn't even like the record,
but it was a hit, and it's still a hit. It's still a hit till this day.
Right now, it's like 12 times platinum right now.
Exactly. So
that one record.
So you're always going to be known as a wobble 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 man. So how did that record come about? Who did it? Who wrote it? How did you?
Okay.
Walk us through that.
All right. Look, Smurf came in there and put a bass and a kick and a clap on there.
Okay.
And then I made the rest of the beat. And then I started writing the record. Because I was recording VIC. Remember, I said the whole Beast album with VIC, every single record on there, if you can see that I produced all of it.
Wow, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So
top tier.
He came in one day and he had to fly out or whatever it was, but he left the drum beat in the pattern.
Okay.
He said, "Hey man, we're gonna do a go-go beat." So I started putting the horns on it.
Okay.
And everything. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now, after that, me and the rest of my team got together and we started writing.
Okay.
And it just came together naturally. I mean, it wasn't nothing forced. It was just
all natural.
Yeah, it was just.
So let me ask you a question. Okay, so you got this song, this wobble song. You didn't think you just said you didn't think it was going to be so successful, but it is. It's still successful today. Did that was that the highlight of your career as a producer, or were you already big as a producer, platinum as a producer, or do you think that song made you
I mean,
12-time platinum
I done
today?
made so many records I can't even remember them. So
which one made you as big as you are?
which one made me?
I mean, because obviously you're known as the Mr. Wobble Wobble Wobble.
That's crazy, man. But y'all forget about Dungeon Family.
Okay, so tell us about that.
No.
So, but I mean, do you think that song is what made your career, or were you already? Do you think in your mind already famous already?
I really feel like, I mean, it's just like no record defines you. I mean, you only as good as the last record you did.
Okay.
So I mean, you really can't just depend on one record to
Obviously,
speak
of
for
course,
itself,
right. But do you think that till today that is your highlight of your career out of all the records that you produce?
If they say it, the consumer is the only thing that matters.
So then you feel like yes.
All right.
Okay, tell us about the Get Silly. How did that song come about? Because you have this niche where Get Silly or Wobble Wobble Wobble.
Let me tell you a joke.
How did you come up with that niche?
Let me tell you a joke.
Okay.
We said Soulja Boy made the beat, but I made the beat.
Okay.
All right. So that was a marketing ploy. All right. So while we were doing Soulja Boy and VIC at the same time, we wanted to put both of those together, and I had to talk to my management and everything to be like, he said, "Hey man, would you like to put Soulja Boy's name on it to make sure that like say Soulja Boy produces
his album sells,
right,
as a producer."
So he asked me that question, and I'm like, why not? It bit me in the ass.
How? Tell us how did that bite you in the ass, and so that way everybody can know not to make that mistake.
Well, I can tell you what it's called, administrative publishing.
Okay.
And when you say that and you give up your rights, then it ain't no coming back.
Okay, you hear that? Okay.
So, it was a great marketing ploy, but if you look at that video, you'll see me playing the keyboard on it. Right?
Oh, okay.
That's me in the video playing the keyboard, right?
Okay.
So Soulja Boy did not make the beat.
Right, okay.
So that's just the same thing like with the Fergie record that I did with him, the Clumsy record with Fergie and all of that stuff too. It was a marketing ploy.
Okay. You put their names down as the producer on all those records, which was not a good thing.
No.
Okay.
It wasn't a good thing.
Okay.
No.
Did it somehow, when you say bite you in the ass, did it turn around and kind of mess your career up in some sense, or?
No, I'm just getting paid less.
Okay. Which was not a smart move, and your advice would tell anyone not to do that.
No.
Gotcha. Okay.
Right.
Okay, I got you. Okay. So, did that make you and Soulja Boy have any ill feelings towards each other, or did y'all continue to just do business together?
Man, that's my homie.
That's what's up. Okay, that's what's up. Well, you a stand up guy for that. Because sometimes
like
things
for
like
real,
that
like for real, man. I got history. Like I'm the first person that his shades.
Okay.
$7.99 just to write your name on it.
Okay.
That was a Swole idea.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. Your advice. Okay, so with that whole putting, on the record who goes down as a producer, obviously whoever's on there as a producer, clearly you're saying makes more money, obviously, because it shows that you produced the record. So what would be your advice to someone, in a situation like that?
Have your own administrative publishing, period.
Okay.
I mean, watch out for that. I mean, watch out for contracts that have sneaky peeks in it.
Okay.
I mean, they underline. I mean, them little one-worders and everything that come around it.
Okay.
You gotta watch out for that.
Okay. All right. So in your years of good advice, by the way, we were just talking about that on a previous show, so that's very good advice. So it's just so funny how the two intertwined. So in all your years of being in the music industry, because you've seen it all, you worked with a lot of greats. You've done the music side, you've done the business side. Have you had any bad deals that you regret today?
Every deal is bad.
Explain that, because to someone out there that's trying to come in the music industry,
I'm
they would be like,
owed
"What do you
millions of
mean?"
dollars.
Okay.
I'm owed millions of dollars, regardless.
Okay, so explain that.
Okay, all right.
To somebody that's out there trying to get in the industry, to them they're like,
trying
"What
to
do you
get in
mean?"
the industry.
Okay.
Okay. Say if one record go 8 times platinum.
Okay.
All right.
Yes.
And even if you get 10% of that, right?
Okay.
That's still $800,000, ain't it?
Yeah.
So why ain't people getting paid?
Okay. So explain why. Why are they not getting paid? Because we want to help upcoming artists and people that's trying to get in the music industry.
You definitely got to be registered the right way. You
Okay.
definitely have to have the right team, and it's MLC, Sound Exchange. Make sure you're publishing straight.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you have good management. Make sure you don't just go out there just
trying to just get a deal with anybody just to get a deal.
It's ugly out here. I mean, people really don't want to give you what you deserve.
Right. Okay. Because I mean, we hear a lot of that. I see a lot of that. But to hear it from somebody who's been in the industry, you know what I'm saying? It's good to know, because we see a lot of it. We see a lot of artists and we think they're making money, but they're really not. So,
what's the real question?
The real question is what I asked you. What would be your advice as to how to school a person that don't know the industry, that's trying to get in the industry? And you answered it very well by explaining to them, making sure that everything is straight. So, because we see a lot of artists like that. We just want to just make sure we help all our upcoming artists. So that was a great advice that you had to give everybody. Now, let's go back to now the Get Silly, the Wobble. Again, do you personally think that, you'll always be known as the Wobble Man?
I thought that was John Boy.
But I'm just saying, you produced the record. So when anybody hear that song, they're automatically going to be like, oh, Swole Productions. Okay. So, I mean, are you happy to be known as that?
Oh man, I'm ecstatic. I mean, I just.
Are you grateful for the record, I should say?
You know what? I tell you what, man. The journey of it with me, Frank Ski, it was just like, it was a gathering of a whole bunch of people putting something together. That
great minds.
And you know what? I ain't never expected. So I really can't say how I feel about it at this day.
Right.
At this point in time or anything, because it just happened.
It just happened. But it happened and it was a great thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's the opening scene of Bad Boys. You know what I'm saying? You turn on Bad Boys, new Bad Boys Ride or Die movie, it's the first song that come on. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, I mean, that's great and all, but the journey of it,
right? Who
knows? I
got
mixed feelings.
Yeah, I mean, no one knows really their journey. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We just go with the flow, and it just happens.
Yeah.
So, okay, so tell us today, I mean, where you are, Swole Productions. What are you doing? What can we expect from you?
Oh man, I'm moving forward, man. I have so many things on the table right now. For instance, me and my company, Rim Global Media Corporation, man, we just did Michael Jackson's 40th anniversary, a Thriller party, man.
Okay. That's
we work
big.
with Prince Jackson and everything. We also, and I ain't into politics and whatnot, but we work with politicians.
Right. Okay.
So we're doing a whole bunch of things to change this situation. I might run for Senate.
Okay. Well, shout out to that. That's pretty big.
Swole for Senator.
Y'all heard it here first on We Tapped In. What's the thing? Okay.
Seriously, I mean, this is called the entertainment business.
Right.
It's not the entertainment.
Right.
It's the entertainment business. So, I mean, at the end of the day, we got to just focus on what we're going to do for the business of it.
Okay.
Because the business will get swept up under the table before you know.
No, right. So you see yourself obviously continuing in the entertainment industry. You don't see yourself retiring no time soon. I mean, okay that.
When y'all gonna come to the studio?
What?
It's Big Tigger in the basement.
Okay, all right. Shout out Big Tigger. So give us some of the artists that you're working with currently right now.
Well, right now I'm doing the Yin Yang Twins album.
Okay.
I'm also working on.
Shout out to Yin Yang Twins.
Wow, I got so many things going on. I'm working on that Chubb Rock project.
Okay.
We got a radio station setting up and everything, and we just built a new building. You might hear some Lady Gaga here or there.
Oh, that's pretty big. That's dope. That's dope.
Get some.
Lady Gaga's like in a whole different realm. You know what I'm saying? Of like artistry and audience, and so that's pretty dope. That's a good crossover. I'll say that's a good crossover.
I don't know what I'm doing.
You do know what you're doing. You got Lady Gaga. That's what's up. Okay, so all right. So you're possibly going to be putting something together with Lady Gaga, and possibly going to be running for Senate.
Well, that's a non-disclosure.
Non-disclosure, okay. Non-disclosure, y'all. But y'all heard it here first on We Tapped In. What's the tea, okay? Okay. So, are you working with like upcoming artists? Are you trying to do anything with any new artists, independent artists?
Okay, man. Look, we got a whole team with 1 Degree, man. Y'all need to watch out for Brielle, DeRico, and all types of things, man. We just did an album lunch party on my birthday and everything.
Yeah, I remember the album lunch party.
Yeah, that was my birthday. I was doing so. I mean, every single one of those artists up under their belt, man, we really focused in on. You got Colin Taylor, Keep It 100, Keep It 100. We doing Southern Soul. Colin Taylor then reached 3.3 million views.
Oh wow!
I mean,
that's pretty dope.
Right now on the Southern Soul record. I mean, and I know you got your Mike Clark, but sorry, man, Carl ain't gonna chump him off.
Okay, so you still pretty working with some pretty heavy hitters.
Shout out to Smurf.
Okay, so you still working with some pretty heavy hitters.
Absolutely.
So overall in the game, how long have you been in the game? Just to give people a quick recap. And
30 years.
Wow, that's a long time.
Yep.
And all those 30 years, do you consider yourself you were successful all those 30 years?
Man, it's been ups and downs, but I feel like I really did what I needed to do because I mean it's you have to do what you have to do in this game.
Right.
And a lot of people don't give information the right way or pass it correctly. And that's what gets misconstrued in the game.
Right. Okay.
So say like I'm the type of person that don't want anybody to go through what I went through.
What you went through, right? So you want to more school them and make them understand and learn the business before going forward.
Yes.
I mean, and that's stand up.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, again, they don't care. They just see the artist, they see the talent, they don't care.
Yeah.
So for me, I feel like because of that, you'll always be successful. I just think it's karma. So, but shout out.
Karmatic effect.
There you go. So
the universe has its way of working itself out.
Exactly. I definitely agree with that. So that's kudos to you. I like that. All right. So tell us now. I mean, at this point, you're about to be working with a lot of great artists. Do you have your own production company, Swole Productions?
Swole Productions, definitely.
Okay, so tell everybody like how they can find you.
Oh man, you can follow me on Instagram, man, at Swole Productions, man. I don't have the greatest following in the world because I'm not accessible.
That's okay though, but you're 12 times
But if
platinum.
you know, you can reach out to Divine LLC. You know you can get in contact with me anytime.
That's okay because he's 12 times, guys.
No, not 12 times.
Multi-platinum.
I'm 34 times.
34 times platinum producer. So it doesn't matter the followings, okay?
Man, you want to see my plaques?
No. That's
I should have brought him.
Well, we trust you. We trust you at this point.
Dang.
Okay, so last question. Just what's your advice to any young, and I always want to go back to the youths because they're the ones that's coming.
Take that Lady Gaga out.
Yeah. I always want to go back to the youth.
Okay.
Because they're the ones that's watching, they're the ones that's taking everything in. They're the ones that's misunderstanding everything. So what is your advice to them trying to come into the industry? Outside of, everything we said earlier about checking your label, your business, your administrations, all that. What is their advice? To slow down, tell them what to do.
No, I mean, really at the end of the day, man, if you don't really believe in yourself, how can anybody else believe in you?
Okay.
Like, I mean, you gotta believe in yourself to the whole potential of yourself.
Right.
And then, like, if you don't, then it's just going down.
Going down from there, yeah.
Can't.
Okay.
And really don't take yourself and have an ego for anything. Understand the consumer and respect the DJs.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, the DJs are the ones that's gonna play your record.
Okay. Well, that's pretty dope. Because you don't really hear about the DJs too often.
Yeah, man, y'all gotta get some respect.
You heard that? Respect the DJs, y'all. They're the ones that's gonna play your records.
I don't know. Coalitions always break the record.
Well, I mean, that makes a lot of sense because at the end of the day, you always see in movies, I'm gonna say movies. You always see in movies people trying to slip their records to the DJ at a party.
You talking about different types of things. You talking about sync license and everything. All right, also understand that your record don't have to be on radio all the time. Okay. Understand that it can be in commercials. Understand that it can be in movies. Understand that it can be in sync. Oh. You know what I'm saying? You gotta understand the different types of way you get paid as an artist.
Okay, all right. So
we're gonna have a symposium about that. I guess.
That's okay. You heard it. You heard it here, guys. Okay, that's pretty dope advice. So, tell everybody again where they can find you. If an artist had a record.
I'm at Swole Production.
If an artist had a record, and they wanted to get it to you, right?
Yeah.
How would they go about doing that? Because I want to help some upcoming artists. So artists tap in.
Check it out. Okay, so my studio is called Genre Studios, not Genre. Okay. But my name is Jonathan. Okay. Like you always call me. I like it when you say Jonathan, right? So it's JONRE Studios with an S at gmail.com.
You heard it here.
You can find me at Swole Productions and my Facebook. No, don't do my no.
Y'all heard it here, artists. Tap in, Swole Productions.
We tapped in. What's the T-top?
We tapped in. Tap in. Get y'all music over to him. You never know. You never know. All right, look at
trust me. If y'all can reach her, y'all can reach me.
You heard? All right, look into the camera and tell everybody to tap in.
Hey, man, we tapped in. What's the T-Talk show, man? I'm chilling with my homegirl, Cassandra, man. Divine LLC, man. You already know what it is, man.
Yeah. What it do? You tapped in, y'all.